Right. Right. For the target, let me use the backroom approach. For the target, I think definitely you can't coach Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and you will not be thinking of winning trophies. But then, what this time around the approach is going to be is the first year is going to be used to put the team together. We need to put together a very formidable team, a very respectable team that can compete on the local and international front. So that's going to be for the first year. And within this year, would want to look at the players that we are going to have now, and then look at those we can use in the subsequent years, because we want to build a team that will be consistent, that will be repetitive in performance. What this means is that we are going to have a game model where the youth team, which is key to this program, this is my second coming, would also play in the same way. We are going to have a youth team who are going to be residential. Because of that, I've also brought in coaches, youth team coaches who have seen it before to help in that process. What this means is that these youth players are going to be given the opportunity, those who excel, if I'm using percentage, those who begin to show glimpses of performance, around 80% of performance, will be given 2-3 times to train with the first team. And per the FA statutes or regulations for the league, you have 10 youth players who can also play. So these youth players will be given the opportunity to train with the first team. If they fit in well, will also be given the opportunity to play in the first team in some of the matches. Now, what is going to happen again in the first year is that we need to reconcile what the youth team does with that of the first team, so that in terms of behavioral and structural adaptation, both the youth team and the first team will be on the same page. Now, from moving on in the second year, what it means is that now the game model would have been established, and every game model comes with certain technical and tactical characteristics of players. So what it means is that in the first year, even though some players are going to be with us for this first year, those we think that have not exhibited those technical and tactical characteristics will be shown the exit, because it's a two-way thing. It's performance-oriented and business-oriented. Business-oriented in the sense that the youth players, those who do well, will now be promoted to the first team. So it means that Kotoko will not be spending so much money to be buying players. Again, these same youth players, the team can decide to transfer them to other clubs to accrue some money to see to the daily running of the team. So that will also be there. Now, back to what I was saying earlier on. So those who to the opinion of the technical staff, we think that have not lived up to expectation will be shown the door. And then some of the youth players will also be brought in. And then a few, maybe one or two that will spot in other clubs will also be brought in. And around this time, the game model would have been consolidated. So we need to be more competitive than before. Then in the third year, it means that by that time, more experience and exposure has been given. I'll call it the flow zone. I expect that in the third year, we should be in the flow zone, where we have to be very competitive, especially in our